Tonight's featured entertainment is Emmy Award-winning rapper J.B. Williams and the pride of the East Side, Douglas High School Band and Drumline.
Yeah. Yeah. How y'all feeling? Yeah. Yeah. Look. Yeah. No more parties and no more new friends. Trying to tie these loose ends is starting to be a nuisance. I knew sense. They taught me where to swim. These people too rich, ain't trying to hear your 2 cents. Look, I was too sick. ODB built the blueprint. Live below the stars, rise above the moon. Everybody living, people dying too soon. My pen moves, I'm really trying to heal wounds. Looking eye for an eye can make the whole world blind. What would I decide if I go back and press rewind? My baby mama stressed, I'm so pressed for time. I don't just make plans, I cement it. I don't just make ends, I invent it. Make amends, make them in and make them ends. Look, you tell the truth and they'll support you more. Bet, put me in the booth and press record because my mom can work 2 jobs if I can learn to ride the bus. We can have a Christmas if they keep us on free lunch. I can get new shoes if my uncle do my fade. And we can eat spaghetti cause spaghetti lasts for days. Let them cut the lights, we heat our home with the oven. I can get new clothes if I can share them with my brothers. Everything was beautiful, nothing hurt, I saw it coming. It's all real easy, making something out of nothing, like heaven for the climate, for the company. Yeah, whatever heaven is in front of me. Some things you say, relating. Try being poor and having aspirations. You can watch me live my life, won't let you watch me die. Look, see, I ain't superstitious and I don't knock on wood. I don't believe in karma. Things happen how they should. I should be rich, but I ain't. Should live forever, I can't. They tried to show me love, it made them hate me more. Now love and hate, it's a revolving door. They throwing stones and then they hide their hand or throw on soft enough so when they need me, I'm their man. So look me in the eyes, the ghetto personified, never been compromised. Trying to live a life I can't afford it, cause money makes the voice of God so distorted, so sick. They'll put you in the hole quick. Look, I got some words to share. I'ma keep it real and rap about Coach Blair like. If you feel good, make some noise. I got some words to share. I'ma rap about Coach Blair. Said I'ma keep it fair. I'ma rap about Coach Blair. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you to JB and the Douglas High School Band and Drumline. Please welcome tonight's co-chairs, Wall of Fame Class of 2020 inductee, pastor of the Ebenezer Baptist Church, and co-owner along with his wife, Angela Bush Scobie, of Excalibur Executive Black Car Service, Derek Scobie, and Foundation Board Chair-elect and the Executive Vice President of Human Resources and Administration at Devon Energy, Tana Cashin.
My goodness. I went to that high school right there. What a way to begin our evening. Welcome to the 2024 Wall of Fame Humanitarian Awards. It is certainly an honor to be here tonight and to witness JB, a proud alum of our Oklahoma City Public Schools, and the Douglas High School Band, as well as the band director, Mr. Jason Morgan. I also, amen. Here I go saying amen like I'm at church. But I also want to point out that Jason Morgan, he is known along the lines of the East Side as the East Side Maestro. He recently won the coveted Barry Manilow Music Project Teacher Award, and he was recognized at the Manilow concert there at Paycom not long ago. He was also given $10,000 with $5,000 to be used for student instruments. In honor of their performance, the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation is certainly pleased to announce that they will be donating to Read OKC, donating a Read OKC little library to JB's nonprofit organization, Live Free. Thank you. Thank you, JB and Jason and the Douglas High School Band for that wonderful performance. Thank you also to our exceptional performers that entertained us in the foyer. The U.S. Grant High School Guitar led by Scott Sunderman, and class and SAS keyboard student pianist led by Mary Corey. Performing our welcome reception music on stage was the U.S. Grant Modern Jazz Band led by Thomas Cortez, along with the class and SAS jazz choir led by Angela McKenna. So much talent all in one space. Certainly let's hear it for all of these gifted and artistic Oklahoma City Public Schools students. We also thank the Student Leadership Council, a group of students serving as representatives of the Oklahoma City Public Schools student body, who served as greeters and volunteers this evening.
Tonight, we are so pleased to recognize our past Wall of Fame members, and it's extra special as we also celebrate the 40th anniversary of the OKCPS Foundation. This is a very prestigious event. Our Wall of Fame members are shining examples of OKCPS graduates who have continued to flourish in their communities and beyond. Derek, you are a prime example of this, leading the congregation at Ebenezer Baptist Church with excellence. I'm sure you have fond memories of your high school journey, and beginning as a student at Douglas High School, then transferring to Northwest Classen, and ultimately graduating from Douglas High School.
Well, that is definitely so right. I love both of those schools, by the way. I really do. I am a proud alum, no doubt. My time there at Douglas and Northwest Classen, and as I look back with all of the teachers and the way that they poured into me over the years, it really helped me to be where I am today. I'm so very thankful for all of the community leaders who also made a huge difference. Tonight, we are joined by several OKCPS Board of Education members. These leaders have put in countless hours to ensure that our students have the resources they need to learn. We invite all OKCPS Board of Education members to please stand now and be recognized.
The importance of quality public education cannot be emphasized enough. As a graduate of public schools and daughter of a school district administrator, I know this firsthand. Education is truly the great equalizer. It is critical and crucial that all students have access. It takes a village to achieve this goal, and we appreciate all of you for joining in support of public schools. Now let's recognize more of our past Wall of Fame members who join us tonight. As you are announced, please stand and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause till all are introduced. Pat Potts, Nancy Nagel, John Marshall High School, Madeline Bentley, Classen SAS, Gregory McPherson II, Capitol Hill High School, Cliff Hudson, Northwest Classen High School, Jim Loftus, Northwest Classen, Jim Daniel, also from Northwest Classen High School, Helen Ford Wallace, U.S. Grant High School, and not to be forgotten, my co-chair for this evening, Derek Scobie, Douglas High School. Thank you for being with us in this special event and for being celebrated.
We are honored to introduce this year's class of honorees, who join 106 alumni and community leaders who have been inducted into the Wall of Fame since its beginning 40 years ago.
We'll share a little bit about them now and more when they're awarded later. We posthumously honor this year's unsung hero, Christina Raykop, an instrumental partner in OKCPS Foundation, philanthropist, and a passionate supporter of public education. I am grateful that Christina and I were on the same team at Devon. A heartfelt hello to all of Christina's family, friends, and coworkers who are here tonight. I know all of us miss her dearly, and we know how deserving she is of this award.
We also posthumously recognize Dr. Kenneth Blair Sr., a Classen High School graduate, former NFL player, personal trainer to the Stars, committed OKCPS coach, and who later in life became a holiday icon, recognized across this entire world as Santa Blair.
Phil Busey, Sr. is a Classen High School graduate, highly ranked attorney, philanthropist, distinguished professor, and a leading force in the global aerospace defense industry.
We celebrate L. Michael Dillard, a Southeast High School graduate, real estate entrepreneur, 9th degree black belt martial artist. We probably ought not to admit, yeah, I don't think so. Hollywood stuntman and business owner of the leading martial arts equipment company in the world.
We honor Dr. Colleen Payne Neighbors, a graduate of Star Spencer High, nuclear medicine technologist, founder, president, and CEO of MCI Diagnostic Center, entrepreneur, professional speaker, and published author. To our honorees and family members, welcome to the prestigious Wall of Fame. Throughout the past 40 years of the Wall of Fame, we have paid tribute to those honorees who are no longer with us, but whose legacy lives on. As we turn our attention to the screens, we pause to give them recognition.
Thank you. There are many organizations that play a key role in achieving the goals of our public schools throughout their generous giving. Thank you to all of our sponsors who helped make tonight's program possible. Thank you to our diamond sponsors, Devon Energy, Edge Productions, who also sponsored tonight's VIP reception, KLCO and my friend Brent Hensley, I just had to throw that in, who produced tonight's honoree video, OG&E, OU Health, Sonic Foundation, and Richard and Glenna Tannenbaum.
We also thank our platinum sponsors, American Fidelity Foundation, Les and Donna Brown, Cal Ripken Senior Foundation, Century Martial Arts Supply, Chickasaw Nation, Cox Communication, DRG and the Busey Family, Excalibur Executive Black Car Service, the Kerr Foundation, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores, Terry McGee, McLaughlin Foundation, Family Foundation, MCI Diagnostic Center, Nancy Nagel, Oklahoma City Community College, Oklahoma City Thunder, Richardson Family Foundation, Jay's Valet, and Ed and Jody Sanchez. And on the screen, as you entered the room, we featured our gold, bronze, and silver and bronze sponsors. We express our gratitudes for all of their contributions. We cannot stress this enough. Quality public education is the hallmark of a successful community. The Foundation's work is vital to closing the gap in access and resources that OKCPS students need. I'll let Derek share how you can partner with us in meeting the needs of our students.
We have certainly reached the point in our program where we need to make an ask. We're not asking for ourselves. We are making the ask for our Oklahoma City Public School children. In Oklahoma City Public Schools, a staggering 92% of our students, our families, live at or below the poverty line. I am a product of Oklahoma City Public Schools, and my siblings certainly a product. And we lived well below the poverty line. But because of supporters like you and others, I never went without. I didn't go without as it related to school supplies and coats, etc. We were PO, no OR, none of that. But really, there were so many people who came alongside as it related to our Oklahoma City Public Schools. When I started at Cupbertson, John Adams, Martin Luther King Jr., Harding, Taft, Douglas, Northwest, and Douglas. We made it because of people like you. So please help us tonight by making a commitment, by making the commitment to give. That's what we have come for. We came to honor a lot of people, but we also came to give. And we have certainly made it very easy for you. by providing a QR code that you can scan. The QR code is on the screen, and it's also in your program, and it allows you to become a friend of the foundation. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about in order to have friends, you must first show yourself to be friendly. And in order to be friends to these children, then you need to give towards the work, the need that is there. You will see an option for monthly giving starting as low as $10. And I could provide you a whole bunch of cutesy comparisons related to how small of amount of money $10 is. But each of you who are intelligent, and I believe all of you are, you realize that we live in a world that there is hardly anything that we can purchase with $10. You can't really go to McDonald's for $10 anymore. So here's the reality. Your dollars, they add up to make a real difference for our students. And over the course of a year, just one person's $10 monthly donation can provide over 35 brand new books for students. Even better yet, $25 a month would provide a brand new coat for 17 students who would otherwise go without. And my wife and I want to lead by example. So are you going to go ahead and hit the QR code and give, I don't know, $10,000? No, we're going to give, but we are going to give 500. And I would hope that others would follow with much more than that, because our Oklahoma City Public Schools, they need you. They need your family. So tonight, the best way you can show yourself to be a friend is by giving. So let's try to take a moment and see if we can.
I'm glad they gave you this job.
We can. Well, it's because I'm not scared to ask. I won't ask for myself, but oh, that too. Well, yeah, this too. Part too. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So it's your turn now.
Another opportunity is to become a foundation partner. This allows your organization or businesses to support our OKCPS students through an annual gift. I'm proud to say that Devon Energy is a longtime foundation partner. Visit the foundation's website or talk with anyone on the foundation team to learn how you can make an annual gift.
One of the many reasons that I love this event is the showcase of student talent. The vases on your table, they were handcrafted by OKCPS students at Douglas High School and class in SAS High School at Northeast, led by ceramics instructors Una Anderson and Paul Sweeney. And we certainly want to say thank you to Troctus for donating the beautiful floral arrangements. You can take home one of these unique student-made vases by scanning the QR code on the card next to the vase and making a donation of $50 or more. Or you can leave a check or cash in the envelope at your table or pay at the registration tables outside as you leave. And I hope you have noticed that we have made it very, very easy tonight to take your money. Amen.
I'm grateful that I made my donation online this morning. That QR code would have messed me up. And now we invite you to enjoy the company at your table as dinner is served. We'll be back shortly with the remainder of our program.
I love teaching because I love learning with students. They teach me things every day, and I love seeing their faces light up whenever they learn something new.
Public education is the place that creates change for our society. It is the creator of equity.
We understand the value, the importance of having really high quality public education. For many of our kids, it's that public school experience that really sets them on their path for the rest of their lives.
In Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation, our mission is so important. We really work to support Oklahoma City Public Schools in strategic and meaningful ways.
40 years of the foundation. If I converted 40 years into the lives of kids and teachers that have been touched directly through our foundation, it would be thousands and thousands and thousands of individuals.
The foundation was created in 1984. It was started at a time when education departments were seeing funding cut everywhere, so the community stepped in to support schools. Now, 40 years later, there is still a tremendous need. When I joined the foundation 9 years ago, we spent a lot of time redefining our focus areas into what they are today. So now as we are going into our 40th anniversary, it is fascinating that while the programs and initiatives may have changed, the need for community support has not wavered. And in fact, the need is as great as it's ever been.
I cannot say thank you enough for everything the foundation is doing, not only for my students, but for my community.
Kids in our community are in such need of so many things. They need to know that people care about them, and all of the foundation's work show that these kids matter.
We have 3 areas of focus in order to create impact for our students: providing innovative support to teachers, classrooms, and schools, providing support to recruit and retain urban-ready teachers and leaders, and building advocates for Oklahoma City Public Schools. Within these 3 focus areas, we have a number of programs and initiatives like pipeline programs for teachers and administrators.
So I've always wanted to be a teacher. I started off as a paraprofessional because I could not afford school to be a teacher.
We are paying 100% of their tuition fees and books to give them their college degree.
I am the first in my family to go to college and get my degree. So the pipeline program has changed my life completely.
We have the most unique, most diverse, most wonderful district on the planet. And at the same time, we know that uniqueness many times creates challenge.
Growing up, I always wanted to have a teacher that I could speak to in my language. Being a Latina and being able to speak Spanish might seem small to some, but I know to my families and my students it means a lot. I want to thank the foundation and all the partners because they really have changed my life. I am living my dream as a teacher right now. I am making a difference in our community.
We've chosen these programs and initiatives very strategically because they align with Oklahoma City Public Schools' greatest needs. School Connect, Code a Kid, Read OKC, pipeline programs for teachers and administrators, and Donors Choose, where our teachers post things that they truly need and want for their classrooms. And then citizen donors come in to provide things for their classrooms that they otherwise wouldn't be able to have.
I use Donors Choose grants to help students dream. I've gotten self-threading needles, rolling pins. I got drones to learn how to program it. And then we have a worm composting bed. Give them those experiences. I want to try to be sure they can see themselves doing whatever it is.
Over the course of our partnership with Donors Choose, we have put well over $11 million into Oklahoma City Public Schools classrooms.
Thousands of students and their families have been impacted with Donors Choose grants, and that is thousands and thousands and thousands of thank yous going out to all the donors.
Reading is the gateway to knowledge. It's so valuably important that the foundation has promoted reading as long as it has.
Read OKC is an initiative led by the foundation. We focus on reading challenges, access to reading materials, and putting caring adults with our students.
I'm a volunteer with Read OKC, and we want these kids to be successful in school. Love of reading opens up a world.
I am so proud of the work that we do at Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation. We work every day to build strategic partnerships with our schools to support our teachers, educators, and most importantly, our students to be sure that they have every opportunity for success, and that's what we're all about.
The foundation is that model of what a partner to a school district should look like. They are giving, they are strategic and thoughtful, they are kid-focused, and they care about the work that they do.
Public education is one of the most important investments we can make in our communities. We couldn't do it without the foundation, an entire organization that is dedicated to supporting our students, our staff members, and our families.
Supporting the foundation is bigger than each one of us, and it allows us to make not only one child's life better, but every child's life in our community better.
The support that the community has given the foundation is so critically important, and I'm so grateful for that.
We would not be anything near what we are without the partnership with Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation.
It is really a wonderful time to think ahead. Working together, all of us, we will continue to have a tremendous impact on our students, on our educators, and on the future of Oklahoma City.
Please welcome the President and CEO of Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation, Mary Malone Tully.
Okay, that video was long, but I hope it gave you all a good idea and a good sense of the work that we do every day. The work that the foundation has done over the past 40 years and is continuing to do has created immeasurable impact in our schools and community. This work has only been possible thanks to generous community members and business leaders like you. Educators like Teacher Pipeline Program graduate Sarahi Garcia Acosta, students like those you just saw in the video, and former students and alumni like those we're honoring tonight, have all had their lives changed because of the support of our community. The foundation was created to be the connector between our community and our school district, and we're proud to say that we continue adapting and evolving to meet the changing needs of our students and our educators. We've accomplished this by strengthening partnerships and strategic objectives, launching innovative programs, and responding to the needs and concerns of students, teachers, families, administrators, and donors. I could go on and on about the work of the foundation and the programs you saw highlighted in that video, but the most important takeaway is that these initiatives are intentional and have been crafted and executed with one singular goal: to serve the students of Oklahoma City Public Schools. And while this is very exciting and fulfilling work, it is not always easy. Public education is truly a public servant's job, often caught in the crossfires of complex agendas. The ever-changing needs of our district that serves over 33,000 students and employs nearly 5,000 people calls for a focused and determined leader. Please allow me to introduce that leader, Oklahoma City Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Jamie Polk.
Good evening, everyone. I love you. I love you. There you go. I love you. Thank you for standing for education. That means a lot to me. This is an exciting evening. I'd like to start by thanking the foundation for their incredible 40 years of impact and unwavering support of our schools. What an amazing milestone and a testament of the strength of the community. I would also like to thank Mary Malone Tully for her 10 years of service to the foundation, our community, partners, and students and family and staff of OKCPS, and this great city. Her impact will certainly continue to be felt around our district for years to come. I also want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to this year's Wall of Fame honorees. Your achievements inspire all of us and remind us of the power of education. And you also serve as role models for our current students, showing them the way forward for setting and achieving their goals. I'm so proud of our scholars, and I'm particularly proud to work with our Superintendent's Leadership Council, made up of student leaders from every high school. They are all here tonight. Please stand. I want to give a special introduction. Thank you all for being here. May I also introduce Armasha. Please, Armasha, please wave. Armasha is a junior at Classen SAS at Northeast. She was elected by her peers to be this year's teen superintendent. Congratulations. Their work represents what we call student voice, which is a focus for Oklahoma City Public Schools. Thank you so much, students, for being here. I want to also extend a special thank you to our Board of Education. Please stand. Thank you for your unwavering support. May I also ask Oklahoma City Public Schools leadership team, please stand. Thank you for your support. Our motto is simple but bold: to make Oklahoma City Public Schools the first choice for every family in Oklahoma City. Together, we are Oklahoma City. Your support, and most importantly, your belief in our kids makes a difference. Here's to another 40 years of impact. Let's go to work.
Thank you, Dr. Polk, for your leadership and for your commitment to our students. Over the past 40 years, the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation has worked alongside our school district and community to create equity for our students. Founded in 1984, Ray Potts was chosen as the foundation's first chairman alongside 22 trustees. This pioneer group laid the strong groundwork for an organization of community collaborators and advocates for OKCPS that stands to this day. In 1985, the inaugural Wall of Fame Humanitarian Awards ceremony was held, honoring and recognizing influential OKCPS alumni. In 1989, the Great Idea Grant program was launched to assist teachers with classroom projects, followed closely by Project Kids, which evolved to become Maps for Kids. In 1993, the Arts in Education program launched, providing funds for students' art supplies in classrooms. Then in the last 10 years, the foundation transformed again. We've launched multiple programs that you saw highlighted in the video. Our first was that partnership with Donors Choose, allowing teachers to post projects that individuals can directly support. I'll have you know we're over $12 million in support directly to OKCPS classrooms. Our innovative teacher and leader pipeline programs are growing our own teacher workforce, and the Read OKC program, advancing reading and literacy throughout OKCPS, to name just a few. The work we have done has changed the lives of thousands of students, creating a ripple effect across our community for positive change. Since 1985, we've gathered to recognize and award OKCPS alumni at this very special Wall of Fame event. Each of our Wall of Fame honorees are trailblazers who've made an impact on the city, state, and beyond. While all are incredible, There are two I really want to highlight with special recognition tonight. In 2001, we had the honor to induct Lou Kerr into the Wall of Fame. Lou was a force of nature whose legacy will last through generations. We honor this icon with remembrance in the wake of her passing. Another trailblazer whose memory we honor tonight is Ray Potts, our inaugural chairman of the foundation and pillar of Oklahoma's philanthropic community. Ray understood the importance of education, and we're forever grateful for the lasting and positive impact of Ray Potts' life. Ray served alongside his devoted wife, Pat, whose contributions to education have been life-changing for so many students and those serving in education. Pat is truly an inspiration to so many. I'd like to welcome to the stage the first female chair of the Oklahoma City Public Schools Board of Education and a dear friend and mentor of mine, Pat Potts.
Thank you, Mary, and congratulations to all the incredible honorees tonight. Thank you also to the educators in the room and to educators throughout our city and our state who dedicate their lives to our children. It's been mentioned already tonight that public education is the great equalizer, and that is so true. It's up to all of us to ensure that our public schools have what they need to support our students. Well, Ray and I always believed wholeheartedly in the public education system, and our life's work has been about enriching the lives of others in order to build our community and our state to its fullest potential. Ray and I were so honored to be inducted into the Wall of Fame last year as unsung heroes. Even though we didn't go to the public schools, we came from out of state, our kids did, and they were greatly enriched by that experience. It meant the world to us, and we were honored to be able to be a part of the program last year, and that it happened before Ray passed. Anyway, the Public School Foundation and the public schools have meant so much to us both over many decades. And we've been especially proud of what has happened here during the past decade with incredible leadership from an outstanding staff and board. The strategic alignment, transformational and sustainable programs, and clear vision have set this organization on a great course. And because of this, and because we believe we need to keep the work going to encourage families back to the Oklahoma City Public Schools, leaning into the public schools' goal of being the first choice, I'm pleased to share tonight that our family has set up a fund at the Oklahoma City Community Foundation called the Oklahoma City Public Schools First Choice Fund, and that will be administered. That will be administered through the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation with some specific initiatives that tie to the foundation and district goals. And these transformative initiatives include expanding early childhood centers in our schools, teacher recruitment and retention, and safety and security. Our gift is $5 million, and we will be reaching out for community help to, thank you. We'll be reaching out to reach an ultimate goal of approximately 15 million. And I'm so proud to announce this tonight in a room full of people who stand behind public education and our students. Thank you all for believing in our students and for supporting our schools. Thank you so much.
How about that? Pat, we are all better because you are in our world, and I cannot thank you enough for this gift and the legacy you have given to our organization. And as Dr. Polk says, let's get to work. I'm now honored to recognize the board chairs who have led us over the past 40 years. Each one has helped move forward the foundation's efforts in supporting our schools. There are two I want to point out who are in the room tonight who I have had the pleasure of working closely with. Claudia San Pedro and Cliff Hudson, who actually hired me. Thank you to all of our past board chairs. And our current board chair is a product of Oklahoma City Public Schools. He has served this city and state with excellence and passion. He is in his 26th year as the president and general manager of KOCO. He has served on our board for many years and is in his third year as board chair. He's got a couple more years left. Please help me welcome Brent Hensley. One more year. You got one more year.
Thank you, Mary. What a gift. Wow. We were sitting in the room when that happened. You guys saw all that. Well, thank you, Mary, and it's been a pleasure serving alongside you all these years. You embody the Foundation's mission to advance excellence, advocate for equity, and build strong community support for OKCPS. We are fortunate to have had you in this leadership role for the last 10 years. I would also like to formally thank all former Foundation CEOs whose work was foundational and important to our success for 40 years. Work done for public education is under-recognized, but it is vital to the success of our community, so please accept my heartfelt thanks. Someone who knows firsthand about the importance of strong educational systems to build a strong community is former Congresswoman Kendra Horn. You may have recently seen news naming Kendra as the new president and CEO of the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation. Her leadership, experience, and commitment will be instrumental in guiding the foundation and supporting our schools and students. Kendra, please stand so that we may recognize you. The beautiful thing about our community is that we have many generous and dedicated citizens who believe in the work we do. We convene these groups and give them the practical knowledge on how to fill the needs of our district in strategic and meaningful ways. The foundation builds advocates for OKCPS by developing partnerships within state and local leaders, while sharing both success stories and priorities for the district-wide needs. We always advocate the belief and trust in the value of public education. We work incredibly hard for our kids, and it takes advocates like yourself who are willing to invest in our mission. OKCPS is the largest school district in the metro, serving 33,000 students through 62 schools. I am standing here tonight to say, we need your help. You heard this from Pastor Scobie, and I'm going to ask you again. Our Friends of the Foundation Giving Program provides hope and opportunity for every child in our district for as little as $10. If you haven't already committed, go ahead, pull out your phone, and join us at the level that's meaningful to you. There is truly no price tag on the value of a quality, equitable education for our kids. And there is no replacement for an active, engaged community that is invested in public education. Thank you for your consideration. So, as many of you know, Mary is retiring at the end of the year. I would be remiss if I left this stage without sharing our gratitude from the board and the community. Mary, thank you for the impact you've made and the legacy you will leave. But Mary may get me and her staff later for this, but we're going to go off script for a minute. Mary's legacy goes beyond simply fulfilling her job duties. Her time at the foundation brought huge innovation and programs that pushed the organization above and beyond the status quo. Under her leadership, we initiated the partnership with Donors Choose. She spearheaded the creation of the teacher pipeline programs and turned Read OKC into the district-wide literacy program that we have today. Another innovation created through Mary's vision is the Unsung Heroes designation. During the turmoil of 2020, as we were preparing for that year's Wall of Fame, Mary saw the influential leaders in the community who were going above and beyond to support our community and help others. She recognized that there are alumni and supporters that fly under the radar, that don't want to be recognized, and working hard to create lasting change for OKCPS without receiving or expecting recognition for their impact. Then she did what a great leader does. She went to work to find a way to champion and honor those community members. It is because of her innovation and advocacy that we now induct unsung honorees into the Wall of Fame. So, it is with great pride and pleasure that I say, starting tonight and continuing each year at the Wall of Fame Humanitarian Awards, we will present one of the inductees with the officially named Mary Malone Tully Unsung Hero Award. Pretty good, Mary. So now that that's done, I would like to welcome back to the stage our co-chairs, Tana Cashin and Pastor Scobie. And that's it.
Thank you, Brent, for your service and leadership to the foundation. It's time to begin the inductions of the Wall of Fame class of 2024. We start by posthumously honoring our Mary Malone Tully Unsung Hero, Christina Rakop. Raised in Norman, Christina received her bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Oklahoma and a certificate in corporate citizenship from Boston College. She went on to become the Director of Community Relations at Devon Energy, in addition to her service with numerous philanthropic and nonprofit boards to better our community. In 2019, through her leadership at Devon and in relationship with the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation, Christina, in partnership with the OKCPS Foundation, spearheaded efforts to install STEM centers in all 33 OKCPS elementary schools. She went on, yes. She went on to lead the efforts of installing more than 150 of these centers across the country. And I had news tonight from the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation. I may get this wrong, but it's in the zip code of across the country now. This idea has spread to over 650 schools, 650 STEM centers. Christina and Devon also placed mobile STEM labs in every OKCPS middle school. Devon's commitment to Mark Twain Elementary spans 20 years, but rose to all new levels with Christina's leadership. As a community partner, she has always worked to understand their needs and develop true relationships to create a lasting impact. Here's more about Christina Raykop.
Christina and I worked at Devon for a long time together. And then about the last 5 years, we worked on the same team together. She was one of my direct reports.
Christina and I met shortly after college, working at the Center for Nonprofits, and we were fast friends. Moved in together pretty shortly after that as roommates and lived together until the year we both got married. So she was the person by my side most of my adult life.
I would describe Christina as being determined, loyal, genuine, and just a very warm and caring person.
Oh, Christina definitely influenced my path in life. She taught me the importance of service, living together. I've said before, she dragged me to every 5K fundraiser and those things, and I really, it kind of changed the trajectory of my life.
One of my favorite stories was when Devon decided to have a pillar of giving around STEM education. And we were wondering, gosh, what does that look like? How will that come to be? And fast forward, lightning in a bottle, here comes this idea from Christina, like it was with her big ideas about having STEM centers and partnering with the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation and others to really make this a reality. And fast forward, every elementary school within the Oklahoma City Public School has a STEM center now. And beyond that, they're now in operating areas all across the country of Devon's operating areas. And we've been able to partner with others and put in about 175 of these STEM centers. And the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation has gone beyond that. So talk about an idea that was big, that made an impact, that you couldn't have even imagined where it would go. That's how she thought, and that's how she operated, and she inspired other people to operate the same way.
Well, obviously, Christina was a huge contributor to our community, but she was also an incredible wife, amazing mom, and the best friend that anyone could ask for. And so I know she was really, really proud of her work with Oklahoma City Public Schools, and she would be extremely honored to be getting this award. The impact that she has had on Oklahoma City Public Schools, students and families, creates a ripple effect in our community, and it really will extend on for decades. And that's a really powerful thought.
As a lasting community leader and education advocate, we posthumously induct into the Wall of Fame a true unsung hero, Christina Raykop. We are grateful to have Christina's husband with us tonight to accept this award on her behalf. Please welcome Brandon Raykop.
Wow. Thank you to the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation for this tremendous honor to recognize Christina for the work that she did and that Devin continues to do for the youth of Oklahoma City and public schools. Going all the way back to college, Christina always wanted to serve, whether it was a waitress at Outback, working at the Ronald McDonald House, or working at the Center of Nonprofits after college. Christina started working at Devin in 2006, and I recall when she came home from work one day and told me that that there was a recruiter that called her to work at Devin, or about a job at Devin. She was wondering, why would Devin want me to work there? Why would I want to work for a large company? Why would I want to work for a for-profit company? Ultimately, she decided to apply, not knowing if she would ever get the job, but she did, and the rest is history. So Christina knew that she had an opportunity to make an impact working at Devin to serve the community and share the passion to serve on a much broader scale. Christina got involved with Oklahoma City Public Schools when Devin adopted Mark Twain Elementary School. For a few hours a week, employees would tutor and mentor kids. I can recall when she would come home and talk about the days that the student that she mentored, and it just put a smile on her face, and how much she just loved going back there every single week. One of the programs that she was most proud of was the Devin STEM Labs in conjunction with the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation. In May of 2018, she was invited to go to a ball field that was being dedicated by the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation at Southeast High School. I immediately asked her if Cal was going to be there. Her response to me was, "Cal who?" And I said, "Mr. Ironman, Hall of Famer, played in 2,000 plus consecutive baseball games, no idea." And she looked at the agenda, and ultimately he was going to be there. I immediately went to my son Carson's room, who I just recently gave all my baseball cards to, and was going through the old Trapper Keepers that I had from when I was a kid, and found several Cal Ripken cards. I gave them to her along with a Sharpie, and hoping that she would be able to get them signed for me. She gets home that evening after going to the event, and I'm sitting there like literally a kid at Christmas. And I said, "Well," and she goes, "Well, what?" I'm like, "Did you get my card signed?" She's like, "No, it's a business function." And I mean, I was just literally defeated. But I did have the opportunity of meeting in the future. So with that being said, she said the Ripken Foundation wanted to have coffee with her the next morning and discuss maybe some potential ideas. She was very reluctant to do it because she knew that what they were doing at the time was not something that Devin was going to pursue at that immediate time either. But she went and had coffee with them, and ultimately she was about to get up and leave because there just wasn't anything that was going to tie them together. But she said, Devin is really going to start looking into STEM. And immediately the Ripken Foundation said, "Well, that's something we're getting ready to start doing. We've actually put a few in Maryland in some schools." And immediately Christina was all the way. I mean, she was full go. And as you heard Tana say that, I mean, just going through all of it, I mean, Christina spearheaded and said Devin will be able to put down a significant portion of the funding. We'll be able to get other members of the community. We'll be able to get other businesses. And ultimately, between the elementary schools and the middle schools, over 47 STEM labs are put in Oklahoma City Public Schools. Christina passed away in February. The week she passed away, she was installing the 150th Devin STEM Lab in Texas. So, and that was in partnership with the Ripken Foundation. So on behalf of our family, we thank you guys very much for recognizing Christina for all the work that she's done for the youth of Oklahoma City Public Schools. Thank you.
Continuing our introductions, we posthumously honor Classen High School graduate, Dr. Kenneth Blair, Sr. Kenneth added to his multifaceted career right where it began, Oklahoma City Public Schools football. After a successful career in college football, Blair was a member of the Philadelphia Eagles' first Super Bowl appearance in 1981, and he later played for the NFL's St. Louis Cardinals. He went on to train Shaq, Ray Lewis, Tiger Woods, and members of the 1996 Dream Team as a founding coach at the Disney Institute in Florida. Kenneth returned to Oklahoma and joined the OKCPS staff as a coach at Capitol Hill, Northwest Classen, Northeast, Southeast, and Douglas High School. Coach Blair's commitment to children reached far beyond the schools as he used his charming personality to create Santa Blair, to fill the absence of representation that he had felt as a child. Through social media, he gained a global recognition for his elaborate and beautiful custom suits and the joy that he spread to children. His Christmas persona gave kids across the globe an opportunity to see themselves represented during the holidays. Let's learn more about Dr. Kenneth Blair, Sr.
I first met Kenneth in 1973 at Classen High School on the football team. And that was my senior year. Kenneth was a sophomore that year, a little scrawny kid at that time, not the superstar athlete, but he played on that team that year.
We met as college students. We were teammates on the Mizzou football team. Met in 1977. Ken was a year older than I.
Well, he was a all-state football player at Classen. His senior year in 1976, he won a state championship in basketball, but he was a natural athlete. He wanted to pattern himself after his uncle, Ben Hart, who was an all-world athlete at Douglas High School back in the 60s. So Kenneth, he'd strive for excellence.
So he was an A student. He was the best athlete in the school, but he was an A student. And so that helped him go to Missouri on a football scholarship, but he did well in the classrooms. And then he went further on and tried out for the NFL. Philadelphia Eagles drafted him. He got hurt, cracked his sternum, and so he was on the team that year. Came back the next year and he re-injured him, cracked his sternum again in the same place, injured the reserves again, but he didn't quit. He kept going out, kept doing things.
I think earning his PhD was huge. It takes a huge commitment to return to higher education, but to become Dr. Blair, to me, that was just a monumental accomplishment for him. So also becoming, a coach and a teacher in order for him to impart his knowledge and to mentor youth showed how unselfish he was and how much he cared for the youth in the Oklahoma City community where he grew up.
One of my favorite stories about Kenneth, we worked together, we taught together at Capitol Hill High School back in the 90s, and he left and went to Walt Disney World Institute. So one day I was at home in Oklahoma City, he was in Florida, he called me, he said, Squirrel, he called me, Squirrel, we're gonna call Shaq. If it's an answer machine come on, don't say nothing, because I don't want him to know I got other people on the phone. So we called Shaq and his answer machine came on, so Kenneth left him a message. But after that was over with, Blair sent me an autographed picture of Shaq. Blair loved the limelight. He knew all the athletes and everything, so we had a great time with that.
And what I would say, the reason why I think Kenneth is deserving of this award, Kenneth was an ambassador for Oklahoma City throughout his whole life. He represented Oklahoma when he worked at Disney, and as a teacher in Oklahoma City, he definitely was an asset in that classroom. He was a coach as well. And then in the last thing of his life was Santa Blair. He was there for all kids, and everywhere he went throughout the country, he had invites across the United States, across the sea, across the ocean, and they always knew that he was Santa Blair from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
And Kenny's dedication to use the lessons that he's learned in life to be a mentor and to put smiles on the faces of children makes him deserving. The passion that's within him as he transformed into his alter ego, Santa Blair, was very unique and very genuine. His goal in life was to bring joy and happiness to all and to uplift youth. Making children feel good just simply humbled him. He loved what he did, and people loved and revered him as a result.
To try to put it into context of how amazing he was, and Ryan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, he went to the View and he was supposed to be there on there for 1 day, and I believe that Whoopi Goldberg said, no, I need you to come back tomorrow. Was it 2 days or 3 days? Two or 3 days. So he was just amazing. But as a dedicated coach and global inspiration to children from Classen High School, we recognize Dr. Kenneth Blair, Sr. We are certainly pleased to welcome Kenny's daughter to accept on his behalf. Please welcome to the stage Ryan Blair Smith.
I needed them to hold that reward because I like to move my hands. And if I look like my daddy, yes, I do. I'm just a girl version of Kenneth Blair. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. On behalf of my family and all my dad's great friends that grew up with him, we say thank you. And also I want to make a special, just a shout out to Douglas High School Band. When my dad transitioned, he was thank you. He was, that's where he was serving as a teacher. And so I know right now if he was here, he would be dancing as they walked in. And to thank JB too for opening us up with that. So thank you so much. Have you ever met a man who could walk into a room and just with his presence light up the space? My dad was that kind of man. His energy, his joy, and his very essence filled a room before he even said a word. When he smiled, it was like pure happiness radiating outward and touching everyone around him. He had $1 million smile, y'all. My father had a gift for connecting with people. Children would run to him. Teenagers admired him. And many have told me stories of how he impacted their life as a student. Adults respected him, and the ladies loved him. Just because he was who he was. His presence made all of us feel special. Like we were in a company of someone truly remarkable, and he was just that. I remember when we were in New York, and my dad, we stepped out of the ABC, we stepped out of the studio, and so there was paparazzi there, and he called me Randy. Randy, I think they're here for me. I'm like, no, they're not here for you. And I was like, it's no way they're here for you. And so I was trying to videotape, and I pushed the wrong button, didn't videotape. So I said, and I was like, Dad, I didn't catch it. And he's like, okay, when we go back out, catch it again, because they're going to be waiting on me. So we go back outside when it's over, and we're rushing at this point because we need to catch a flight to get back to Oklahoma City. And so when we walk out, he said, are you ready? And so he turned around, and I had the phone. I was ready. We get outside, and all of a sudden, the paparazzi just started going off, the flashes, the lights, and they like, Santa Blair. And I looked back, and he looked at me, he said, yeah, like, they here for me. Mind you, we're going to miss a plane. But he went over and talked to him and went up to him and said, hey, and started shaking hands and waving and everything. And they got so many pictures of it, and that's all he he could shine is that $1 million smile in front of the paparazzi, and that truly made his day. So he could sing like Barry White on any given Sunday. And I told him, you need to just be a singing Santa. That's all you need to do. He could dance too, as most of you know. He moved like he was on Dancing with the Stars with confidence and so much swag that it made you almost want to jump in. My sister did, but I didn't. I was only there to video. Athletically, he was a powerhouse. He started here in Oklahoma City as a high school sports All-American, and his talent carried him all the way to the NFL. But he was more than his achievements. His biggest accomplishments wasn't on the field. It wasn't all the major jobs. He had training all the superstars, the professional athletes, or working at where all the magic happens, which is where? Disney World. He absolutely loved Disney World. It was the classroom. That's where the true magic happened for him. My father loved being a teacher. He loved being a coach. He poured his heart and his soul into his students, making sure that everything they needed to succeed, they had. Whether it was making sure they had uniforms, he made sure they had tennis shoes, or simply supporting them or encouraging them the way they deserved to be successful, both as athletes and students and in life. One of his biggest sayings, and one he lived by, were these 3 words. You must remember: choices, decisions, and consequences. He said that was his core message to his students. He said he made sure that they understood that choices they made, the decisions they acted on, and that shaped the consequences that they were faced in life. And when he wasn't teaching or coaching, like I said, he was the Santa Blair, the world's Santa. Bringing joy to kids all races and ages was his passion. Showing them what love and pure joy looked like was his mission. And he wasn't just for the holidays. He was year-round, y'all. I didn't even know I had a real-life Santa. He created these glamorous suits that he actually drew up himself. He was very creative. He created every last one of those suits, and he had a very special little elf named Ben that helped him put it all together. He also created a lot of animated, and I was a video, and my sister, we all helped. We did the back behind the scenes, recorded him, but he did these amazing TikToks videos that went viral overnight. And then he asked me, I remember the next morning when we woke up and it hit like millions, he's like, is that good? I said, yeah, that's good. Because it was viral. And so he loved it. He loved being able to show up for others in those spaces. Santa Blair was known far and wide. Like we said, on The View in New York, from Africa to Europe. He had already got his passport, y'all. We were going to Europe this year. Like he had his mind made up. Across the United States, people wanted just to see him. They wanted him to be in their presence. He brought them joy. He gave people peace and it gave him peace to bring others to see the joy in him. And he showed the world that love is love and that joy is joy, no matter what race you are. Today, we remember and we honor a man who showed me that a life well lived is one that leaves impact. My father left his mark on each and every one of us, and even though he is no longer here, his spirit, his joy, and if you look at me, you can see his smile, lives on in our hearts. And through foundations and books to come that he didn't finish, actually the day he passed away, we were supposed to meet because he had just written a children's book. And so that is my one goal, is to make sure that children's book comes to life. Through all those things, his legacy will live on. So thank you to the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation for honoring my dad. He would totally probably be up here dancing and grinning all at the same time, saying thank you. And lastly, blessings to you all, and to you all, a good night.
Our next inductee is Phil Busey Sr., also a Classen High School graduate. Phil is the founder and chairman of Delaware Resource Group, a global aerospace defense contractor providing critical training and logistics for military programs. Since the company's founding in 2002, it has grown to over 125 locations internationally. As a proud citizen of the Cherokee Nation and the Delaware Tribe, Phil is also an advocate of minority small businesses. He received his Bachelor of Arts from the Oklahoma City University and his Juris Doctorate from OCU School of Law. Along with practicing law for 20 years, he has served as a professor at OCU School of Law and American University. Phil is now a professor for the OU Aerospace Master's Program. He has been recognized in the top 1% of attorneys in the nation by Martindale Hubbard and was inducted into the OCU Business Hall of Fame in 2013. That same year, Phil, along with his wife, Kathy, founded El Sistema Oklahoma, a nonprofit organization providing free after-school music programs for Oklahoma City and Edmond public school students. Here's more about Phil Busey Sr.
I have known Phil Busey and his wife, Kathy, basically my whole life. Phil coached my brother's t-ball baseball team, so named me the assistant baseball coach back when I think I was 8 or 9 years old. So I've known Phil and Kathy for a long, long time.
And I've known Phil for a number of years, who was introduced to me some years ago by my best friend, but also he was a young lawyer working in the banking industry. And it was in those years I first got acquainted with Phil.
Phil is someone who is extremely passionate about the causes that he is interested in, that he has a great desire to know more about. He's a very passionate individual, but not just about causes. He's very passionate about his family. He's very passionate about his company. He's passionate about his football teams, the teams that he supports.
The thing I would say about Phil, and if there's a single word that defines him, it's indefinable. His entire life is driven by never quitting, never giving up, always with ethics. His mother died in childbirth when he was being born, and he was raised by an uncle and an aunt, a brother and a sister. And he started off fighting, and every day of his life, he used that same resistance and reaction and ability to deal with problems.
I think what makes Phil Busey deserving of this honor to be on the Wall of Fame for Oklahoma City Public Schools really speaks to, again, my life with Phil and his wife, Kathy. Someone who saw me when I was a young person, understood, just my love for baseball or something along those lines, and just always had an intentionality to making sure that how I was doing and how things were going in college, and then what I was doing professionally, and keeping track of my life. And so I look at these moments when you see seeds being planted early in a life, and Phil will probably never see other people whose lives I've impacted, because my life was impacted when I was a kid and when I was a child, and Phil impacted my life when I was a young person. So then I wanted to pass that along, and I wanted to do the same type of thing because he modeled that for me.
He shares with me the philosophy that every child should have the opportunity to become all he or she can become, and he's made every effort to cause that to happen. And one of his greatest, he and Kathy and his family, contributions is the funding of El Sistema. It's a group of young people of all ages. They give them an instrument. Oklahoma City University provides the musical training, and they come together and play as an orchestra. And they get to keep that instrument as they develop the ability to play it. And I have been to concerts of El Sistema, and if you saw all their grandparents and their parents and their cousins of these young people who otherwise had no opportunity, they're all there because of the Buseys and Phil.
join us in congratulating Classen High School graduate Phil Busey Sr.?
Well, if there's one way you want to make an entrance and steal the show, it's to roll in. It's a real pleasure and an honor to be here. It's with a lot of humility that I accept this award. I'm a product of Hawthorne Elementary School, Classen High School, and I went a mile away to college, to OCU, to play baseball, and then go to law school. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for family. Family is everything to me, and it always has been. My wife, Kathy, we've been married 47 years, and she's put up with me that long, so I'm very grateful. My daughter Emily is here, and I have to recognize Emily because she was named Teacher of the Year at Central Middle School in Edmond several years ago and was runner-up for Teacher of the Year at Edmond Memorial this year. And we share a love of history. Growing up in Oklahoma City, we didn't have a lot. I grew up in a 2-bedroom house on Northwest 15th, and going to Hawthorne, which was a block away. My father was a football coach at Northeast High School. When I was 18 years old, because I'm going to speak from the heart, I'm not going to read what I wrote. We all are a sum of our stories, and we're all fabrics of what we do together to make a quilt. When I won the Clanton H. Medal of Honor in 1970, I walked down off the stage and there was 2 counselors waiting for me. And they said, "Are you going to be coming to the awards ceremony tonight? I mean, the banquet." And I said, "Well, sure, I wouldn't miss that." And they said, "Great, your brother's going to be there." Brother. I didn't know I had a brother. My brother Craig graduated from Northwest Classen in 1965. He had also won the Anton H. Classen Medal of Honor, and that was the first night we were able to get acquainted. He was a lawyer in Chicago in law school, and I was just starting my career going to undergraduate school. And I learned a lot from that. And I've been internally grateful for all the people that have contributed to my career and who I am. In 2013, I walked into ER, and 4 hours later, I was paralyzed to hear. I had GBS, Guillain-Barré. And and our company was growing, our kids were doing great, and I was flat on my back. And Kathy took care of me literally for 3 years. And every step of the way has been a revelation in gratitude, thanksgiving for the people I know, what we've accomplished, and most importantly, the lives we've touched. Emily came to me in the hospital room that year, and she said, "Daddy, don't let this define you. Define yourself through this." We're about giving back. At DRG, the mantra we have is profit with a purpose. We try to support a lot of different organizations, but what is near and dear to our hearts are young children, particularly in elementary school, from underserved schools. Everyone deserves a chance. It's been a very, public education is so critical. It's a big part of my life. Public education is, as Justice Brandeis said, the incubator of democracy. If we're going to aspire as a state, if we're going to aspire together, we have to understand that public education goes hand in hand with our economy. You can't separate the two. Businesses look at that. I know firsthand. One of the biggest challenges we have is workforce. And it still is. And public education, there's no reason that in this room and in this state, we couldn't be in the top 10 in public education. And I will say this, there are no place in the classroom for politics. So I want to thank you for this. I couldn't be prouder of the band from Douglas being a product of Classen. They were competitors, but hey, that was how many years ago? Too many. So I want to thank you all very much. I want to thank the board. I want to thank Mary Malone. I want to thank all of those people that are so dedicated and committed to public education. I'm very humbled and honored by this award. Thank you.
You all were okay with waiting for a moment, weren't you? Okay, I figured you were. All right. Our next honoree, Lawrence Mike Dillard, is a graduate of Southeast High School. Mike was a part of the Southeast wrestling team, sparking his interest to study and eventually teach martial arts as he worked to obtain his bachelor's degree in accounting. Out of his parents' garage in 1976, he founded Century Martial Arts Supply, which is now recognized as the world's largest martial art supply and information company. He has earned the prestigious 9th degree black belt through his training with martial arts champion and movie star Chuck Norris. Beginning in 1980, this happened. For 20 years, Mike performed stunt work featured in numerous action movies for Mr. Norris. He founded the Dillard Group Real Estate in 1989, the leading residential real estate firm in Cleveland County. That same year, he became the U.S. National Open Sparring Champion, a title he won again in 1991. Having competed in over 300 martial arts events, Mike was honored as Black Belt Magazine Man of the Year in 2011. Here's more about L. Michael Dillard.
So I know Mike Dillard because he's my father. And so not only is he my father, but we own a family business. So I've had the pleasure of working with him my entire career. He's been my mentor my whole life.
I'm president of Century. I've actually worked there for 36 years, which is how I know Mike. I remember meeting him in the interview process, and the last question he asked me was, what is the square root of pi? And I remember I had no idea what the square root of pi was. And I thought it was an odd question, but evidently the answer is simply, I don't know, work.
Dos Equis used to always have that commercial with the most interesting man in the world. I would say that Mike Dillard is one of the most interesting people in the world. So it's hard to go pick out one story, but he's kind of lived not just one life, but several lives. He's been a championship martial artist throughout his career. He's used to be Chuck Norris' stunt devil, and he lived an entire stunt career. He was a mountaineering guy who tried to climb the 7 tallest peaks, and he's been a multi-time world champion race car driver. He just has so many different facets of his life, and when he goes into a new hobby or into a new thing, he doesn't just go lightly, he goes all in.
The reason why I think Mike is deserving of being a Wall of Fame recipient, it starts with a question that we ask new people when they start at Century. Is there a teacher that you remember that made a difference in your life? And the reason why we ask that question is because what a good teacher does is they believe in their student. And in fact, there's a word, the word encourage, which is a Latin word that means put courage in. And that's what a great teacher does. They put courage in. Mike is a teacher. In fact, he's a great teacher. He still teaches martial arts to this day, professor at OU. And I think that's the thing he probably loves the most is coming to Century, not to get involved in any of the business stuff, but to simply be on the mat and teaching. And the difference that it makes in terms of a teacher believing in a student and then believing in their potential, seeing their potential, and then eventually that student starts believing in themselves. And that's when the confidence kicks in, and that's what changes their life.
So when I look at the OKCPS Wall of Fame members, I think they all have a lot in common, obviously going to the Oklahoma City Public School System, but their success is not just success. I think that they all seem to kind of lift up the organizations they were a part of or help a lot of other people in that process. And that's why I think Mike Dillard is also, he falls into that same category because it may be for our specific industry, but for the martial arts in general, he has done an incredible job of not only being successful in our industry, but also lifting up so many people. And when we have something like martial arts where the end consumer, the end product is really teaching the martial arts on the mat, that can change a lot of people's lives. And he realized that by changing the school owners' lives, on average, they have about 150 students. So we can get thousands of these school owners' lives changed. Well, that has a huge, huge impact. And these kids experience that on the mat every day when they train with people. It's their character being built, their confidence, discipline, honor, respect, all of those things that we love so much about martial arts. He's able to amplify that to the thousands. And I think that makes it really special for him.
Well, I'm sure that Bolo would not have wanted to fight him fairly either. You can Google that and you'll catch it on the way home. Join us in congratulating Wall of Fame inductee from Southeast High School, Lawrence Mike Dillard.
This is so cool for me. Thank you. 1970, Sports Illustrated had an article about Joe Namath. The article was titled, "A Life of Luxury Paid For with Pain." Well, after the careers of race car driving and being a professional fighter and a stuntman for 20 years, that just doesn't sound like such a good idea. I have to admit I'm standing here a little bit in pain. because I had a hiccup or two on health, but I'm getting well and all's going well. In school, I learned, by the way, in school, Mr. Boosie, Phil, you're such a good speaker, and these people are. I didn't study speaking much, but I did study reading, and I'm about to demonstrate that. Okay? So, thank you. I do have to ask myself, why me, honestly, when there are so many others that are really more qualified than I am to be here? But I am honored to be here, and I thank you for that. My son, my biggest fan, and David Waller, president of Century, our partner for many years, did a great job describing what most of my career has been. I'm writing a book. I've retired this year, and I run out of things to do after about 3 days, you know. So I'm writing this book. It's called Stories I Tell When I'm Drinking. And I can tell you, if you'd given me about 2 more glasses of wine, this would be a much more interesting acceptance speech, okay? But my whole life I've been a teacher. Yes, I was a businessman. Yes, I did those other things. All that's great. I started teaching at Oklahoma State when the university gave me a job teaching martial arts, working for the university in their PE department. I've taught tens of thousands of students in seminars. Now, of course, we have Zoom going around the country, and mostly taught people and we have about 20,000 schools that are customers of Century, and we've taught a goodly portion of those people to make money, and they have to make money to stay open, and we do that so that the best and the brightest become teachers. And that's what I think we should do with the school system, just myself, is I think we should pay whatever we need to pay to attract the best and the brightest. I was motivated by teachers and coaches who came before me, and I just can't be here. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Sherry Anderson, my English teacher in Southeast, Harold Lundy, who got me ahead in business, a counselor named Kellogg, who told me I signed up for 2 easy classes and made me prep for college, even though no one in my family had ever been before. A coach named Virgil Milliron, I hope some of these names mean something to somebody, but Virgil Milliron was an incredible coach who was so good at motivating young men. And I had a wrestling coach named Tony Marcius at Southeast who saw a young athlete with a lot of heart, not much experience, but it was his encouragement that led me to the championships I won. With that, I thank you so much for this honor. I appreciate it all. Thank you.
We conclude our 40th class of Wall of Fame inductees with Star Spencer High School graduate, Dr. Colleen Payne Neighbors. She is a nuclear medicine technologist, published author, entrepreneur, and founder, president, and CEO of MCI Diagnostic Center. After graduating from the University of Oklahoma, Dr. Payne Neighbors founded in 1988 a more accessible and convenient testing option for patients called mobile cardiac imaging. She has since grown the business into a multi-million-dollar full-service laboratory. MCI is the largest certified service-disabled veteran women-owned laboratory in the country and has been voted one of the fastest-growing companies by Inc. 5000. Colleen recounts her journey towards success in business in a memoir, I Did It My Way and It Worked, published in 2008. Dr. Payne Neighbors has received multiple recognitions, including being recognized as one of the 10 most innovative women leaders in life science, the Small Business Person of the Year in Oklahoma, and one of the Journal Record's 50 Making a Difference. Let's hear more about Dr. Payne Neighbors.
You know, I've known Colleen professionally. Fact of the matter is, I met her some 5 or 6 years ago when she first moved to Texas. And I met her through a mutual acquaintance, Reverend David Wilson, because she's very involved in the church. And we met through that acquaintance and have been friends ever since.
I taught her at Star Spencer. She was an unbelievable, wonderful person. She was just always social. She was always willing to help, go to other students and help them and assist. That was just the type of personality she had. But she was also the type of person who told you what was on her mind.
She's a fighter. She is tenacious. I mean, right now she is insisting that the government live up to the mandates of a Supreme Court decision concerning disabled veterans. Her husband was a veteran, and you can see her fighting them each and every day and will not give up in terms of making certain that all veteran-owned businesses, specifically services disabled businesses, get their fair share. And then secondly, I can call her sometimes on the weekends, and the fact is that she's a church. She's a church, not just on Sunday, but also Saturday, helping out with some of the ministries at the church. That's the type of person that we're talking about today.
She was kind, she was respectful. We did have our ups and downs from time to time because she was helping more students than I was. And like I told her, I said, you know, I get paid to do this, and you're making me look bad.
She has a high degree of integrity. She's caring. She wants to make certain that the least of thee, I know you've heard that before, the least of thee gets an opportunity to be successful. She is loyal. The fact is that if she's your friend, she's your friend. She is not afraid to get into your face either, okay? And give you her opinion. So she's, I won't say opinionated, but she has an opinion that in many instances will inure to the benefit of those persons receiving that opinion.
She was always positive, and no matter where she went, it was always yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. The school was probably 50-50, black and white. And that's what shocked me. No matter who she was in front of, she spoke that way to people of authority. And that was shocking, because I'd walk by some teachers and I didn't want to say yes sir or no sir, or yes ma'am or no ma'am. I just waved. And she was always pleasant in that way. And she would see you walking down the hall and she'd say, how are you doing today, Mr. Hill? I said, I'm doing fine. How you doing, Colleen? She said, I'm doing fine. And that was just her attitude.
Well, understanding that she got her foundation there in that school district. And so she should serve as an inspiration to others that have come behind her and students that are in school right now, knowing that a graduate of the school district has been able to be as successful as she is. She's probably one of the most successful minority-owned businesses in the country. She graduated from that school district, got her fundamental principles for that school district. So if Colleen can do it, you can do it.
Join us in congratulating Wall of Fame inductee from Star Spencer High School, Dr. Colleen Payne Neighbors.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the Oklahoma City Public School Foundation, fellow honorees, and cherished friends, what an incredible honor. It is to stand before you today as a member of the 2024 Oklahoma City Public School Wall of Fame. I am deeply grateful for this recognition, especially as I celebrate the milestone of the 40th anniversary of the Oklahoma City Public School Foundation. This celebration is not just a commemorative of past achievements, but a beacon of hope for the future. As I reflect on my journey, I cannot help but to think of this little girl on this dirt country road in Spencer, Oklahoma. My roots may be humble. My father was a construction worker. My mother was a maid. But they're also a testament to the power and the dreams and the strength of the community. I was blessed to grow up in the state that nurtured my education and encouraged my aspirations. Throughout my life, I have been surrounded by praying people, those who lifted me and inspired me to aim high. I am honored to have visited the White House 7 times, 3 this year. I'm tired of going. Well, I shouldn't have said that. Well, I've met 4 sitting presidents. Each of these experiences was not just a personal achievement. They represented the hopes, the dreams of so many who came before me and paved the way for those who will follow me. I am particularly proud to have been named the first African American female smallest business person of this year for the state of Oklahoma. This recognition is a reflection of the hard work, perseverance, and unwavering support I received from my community and my family. It reminds me that no matter where you start, with determination, faith, dreams can indeed come true. Today, as we celebrate this incredible work of the Oklahoma City Public School Foundation, let us remember countless students whose lives are transformed through education. Let us honor the educators who inspired and empowered the next generation. Together, we can continue to break through barriers, uplift those who follow in our footsteps. I am forever grateful of the opportunity that I have received and the journey has brought me here. Thank you to the Oklahoma City Public School Foundation for this incredible honor, and thank you to everyone who has supported me along this journey. Let us continue to dream big, work together, and create a brighter future for children of today, tomorrow, and forever. Now, that was my speech. But I'm gonna go off script for just a moment because I am a paid speaker. So now I can move around. That was really good, wasn't it? So you know what I say, some little country girl coming from Oklahoma City. I was number 16 of 375 students. My success really wasn't counted for me to be successful. What I know about myself is I'm probably one of the most successful African-American women coming out of the state of Oklahoma. I just left Oklahoma. I own one of the largest laboratories in the country, and as my senator said, I am controlling a lot of the nation. But you know what, but I am forever grateful for a couple things. One, I got this kid that everybody always told me that because I worked so much, he would have not the best life. So I asked my son, my only child, to stand at this moment. Thank you. When I left the state of Oklahoma, I didn't want to go alone. So I took just about 26 people with me, paid for them to stay with me for 6 months so I could be there with them. So I asked my family to stand because you know what? God has been so good to me. I've won so many rooms and I can't even get a table to come with me because you know what? God has been extremely good to me. I've got enough awards to fill this room up. But you know what? The most thing that I'm proud of that family that follows me all over the country. Now, they don't want to go to the White House no more, but they will follow me back to Oklahoma. So, forever grateful. And you know, the last thing that I say would be forever remiss if I didn't say, there was a pastor. A lot of people have prayed for me on this journey. but it was a pastor of Bishop Carlton Pierce that just recently passed. Carlton prophesied on my life for the last 20 years, and he said, what some little country girl from Oklahoma will do will be unseen and unheard of. And right before he died, I was able to drive back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and tell him that what me and the guy that you saw in that picture will have done and is doing is unheard of, and the prophecy on my life came true. So, some little girl from Spencer, Oklahoma, living on a dirt road with a maid for a mother and a daddy that was a construction worker, somebody did good. I thank you all.
Please join me in one more round of applause to all of our newest inductees into the Oklahoma City Public Schools Wall of Fame. And a couple of housekeeping items. Tonight's honorees, please come to the stage just after this program so that we can do a group photo right here, just when we're finished. And Tana and Derek, you all were absolutely wonderful as co-chairs. Thank you. And we have gifts for you at your table, so please be sure and bring those along with you as tokens of our appreciation. And remember, if the centerpiece at your table or one nearby has not yet been claimed, you can fight over it. And be sure to take it home in exchange for your donation. You can put money in the envelope, do the QR code, see one of the team members at registration for assistance. Andrew Cohen said, responding is spirit in action. We are the change agents that give rise to the possibilities that don't exist. We can all take pride in the work the Oklahoma City Public Schools Foundation has done over the past 40 years, and for the change and possibilities we've been able to bring, and for the change and possibilities yet we have to bring to life for our kids. As I make my final remarks on this stage as CEO of this organization that works on behalf of our students and educators that I treasure with all my heart and all my spirit, I can say that these past 10 years have been the most rewarding and at times the most challenging of my career. And for those of you who named that award, whoever was responsible for that, I will say in the words of Willow Grace McLaughlin, my 4-year-old granddaughter, that was very tricky. Very, very tricky. That was a lot of moving parts to get that done that you hid from me. I am deeply, deeply touched and honored. I am so proud of the work we've done, and I am proud of the amazing team that I've had the pleasure to work with. And I'd like to ask the foundation staff to please stand to be recognized so I can thank you publicly. I love these people with all my heart. As I step aside, I can also say with no hesitation that I know I'm leaving the team and our work in the very best hands. Kendra, it's my final wall of fame, and it is yours to take on.
I always have to adjust the mics down. But at least the podium was nicely positioned. Well, what an incredible evening it has been this evening to be here with all of you. It is truly an honor and a pleasure for me to stand before you tonight as the incoming president and CEO of this impactful organization. Mary, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your tireless work and contributions to OKCPS, to our community, and into investing in our future. It means so much to so many. And the trickiness, I can't take credit because your staff and everyone who knows your work knows that you deserve it. And you deserve so much praise and recognition for all you have done for Oklahoma City Public Schools through the foundation. And I am so excited about the work ahead, and I look forward to continuing to advocate on behalf of public education, Oklahoma City Public Schools, and for the work ahead of us. It truly is up to all of us to raise our voices and open our wallets, because that's an important piece of this, so that our students and our educators that rely on this support can flourish. Many thanks to each and every one of you for your commitment to help make the world and this community a better place and to create a better future for our children. Have a wonderful evening and good night. We'll see you next year.